The condescension of anonymity. That's my topic today. Tack för sist, välkommen tillbaka. Thanks for being here. Thanks for subscribing and watching and commenting and sharing. I dig y'all. Even if you don't like me, I dig you. So this is something I've thought a lot about because this was not really a thing before the internet. Being able to just be completely anonymous and, well, it kind of was. You know, back in the day when I would call a girl to ask her out or something, there was no caller ID. There was no way for them to know who I was. And I was such a shy, reserved dude when it came to the girls. Not in the rest of my life, but asking girls out. Sorry, I'm just going to adjust this. I had a really tough time with that. I was always, I don't know. But, you know, there was some anonymity there. But now you see these keyboard warriors all the time, you know, leaving nasty comments. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be, I could post a picture of my, 4-year-old granddaughter doing ballet and somebody would come on and say, "Oh, she sucks, man. What an awful video." I mean, it's awful, but it's also kind of comical. And the reason I bring it up, the condescension of anonymity, or you could say the arrogance of anonymity, is if I tell a story or an anecdote or I tell about my experiences in my life, and somebody comes on and tells me that didn't happen, it cracks me up. And I had that happen today. So I did a video, I don't know if it was a day ago, 2 days ago, they all run together. But it was something to do with why are religions different depending on where you live or where you go to church. And I was talking specifically about the Mormon church because that was my background. And I've talked to so many people that have had similar experiences. I talked about my experiences in Norway, Canada, California, Utah, Idaho, and how there's subtle changes, sometimes drastic differences. And somebody came on and said, I can't remember the words exactly, but essentially they were saying, that's a lie. That doesn't happen. I've lived here and here and here, and it's the same everywhere. And the condescension comes in where you're so arrogant or entitled, or I don't even know what adjective to use for you, that because you've never experienced it, there's no way anybody could have experienced it. The same thing happened when I did a video a few weeks ago talking about what I think is the most awful thing. Now, look, there are lots of good things about the Mormon church. Please don't take me wrong here. But this was something that I experienced, and it was rough on my family. And that was raising non-LDS kids in an LDS community, a very LDS community. Where we live now is better, but still problems. And I had so many of you reach out and say, I had the same experience. I had people tell me their parents disowned them, their family disowned them. Luckily, I never had that happen. My family I'm still super tight with them. I struggled with my dad for a couple years, but we're like really good friends now. And I had one woman in specific came on, at least according to her name, she was a woman. I don't know for sure, but just saying that doesn't happen. And she got into like arguments, not with me, with other people commenting on my video, telling them they're wrong. That doesn't happen. And I do not understand that. If you don't agree with me, that's cool. You get to. But when you just flat out tell me I'm a liar, and a whole bunch of other people have corroborated what I've said, that's on you. And it's arrogance and condescension. Excuse me. And it's weird. And it happens so much more on the internet than it used to happen. It was so much harder to just, make some nasty comment about somebody or tell somebody they were a liar. People don't like doing that in person for the most part. Now, I'm the type of person, I don't like slamming on people in person, but if I have a problem with somebody, specifically a friend or a family member, I'm going to bring it up. I don't tiptoe around stuff. If somebody says, is something going on? Is there a problem? And if there is a problem, I will tell them. If there's not, then I'll say, no, there's no problem. But I don't, I consider myself a very friendly, nice guy. I try to be nice to people, polite to people. But if somebody has wronged me or my family and they get in my face, I will say something. But that's different. Man, I'm sorry. That's different than the people that just anonymously come on and slam on people. I don't care that this person did it. It means nothing to me. In fact, I wrote them back and said, it's not true for you, but it's true for plenty of people, including me. I've experienced it many times, what I was talking about. And it's an odd trait to have, to believe that your experiences, your life, are the end-all be-all. I've never claimed that. I don't say, in fact, I make it very clear that when I'm talking about, let's say, the Mormon Church, I'm talking about my experiences. I've been out of that church for 2.5 decades, pushing 30 years. So I don't know all the things that are happening now. I have an idea because my parents are very Mormon. My brother is very Mormon. He's in a bishopric. I have a pretty good idea, but I don't claim to be an expert. I am an expert, however, in my life. I know what I've experienced. I know what I've dealt with. I know what I've seen. I actually find it kind of funny when somebody tells me that I didn't experience or I didn't say what I said I did. I'm sure a lot of you have had this experience, even if you don't have a YouTube channel or TikTok account or whatever. You don't have to have that. You could make a post on Facebook about, I was swimming in the Gulf of Mexico and I saw a great white shark. I have no idea if there's, I kind of doubt there's great white sharks in the Gulf of Mexico, but you get my point. And somebody says, no, you didn't see that. That's just odd. I don't understand it. I really find it comical. But I think it takes a certain personality type to be so sure of yourself, so arrogant, so condescending, that you're going to tell other people that what they experienced or what they're saying didn't happen. Have you all had that happen? I'd like to hear your stories and your anecdotes and whatever, I really do enjoy reading the comments. I had a comment a couple days ago. Good Lord, it was probably, I don't know, it was 12 or 13, 14 paragraphs, and not short paragraphs. And it was somebody basically disagreeing with me, something to do with the Mormon Church, which is fine. I got no problem with that. But I read the whole thing. I really enjoy the feedback. This what I'm doing here doesn't mean anything if nobody watches, if nobody comments, if nobody dislikes or likes it. And the world revolves around a lot of different types of people. I understand I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and you might not be either, but I am some people's. I've got lots of really good friends. I have an amazing family. I got a cool career. I don't like the travel part. As you can see, I'm in a hotel again. That is coming to a close soon. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and that's pretty exciting. So this is going to be a little bit shorter video. Let me know if you've dealt with that before. And it doesn't have to be something like this. It literally can be, you posted a picture of your grandkids or something and somebody says something nasty about them. I cannot get in that headspace. I don't do that. I don't go looking for people to leave negative comments. In fact, okay, here's a confession. A couple of times, so I live in the Salt Lake City area, south of there, but KSL is a big deal there. Lots of local stories, KSL.com. And I go on there once in a while, and I'm a big sports fan. I used to be a sports fanatic. I am not anymore. I was into the NFL, the NBA, especially with Stockton and Malone. It was so much fun watching those guys back in the day. Now I'm basically a college football fan, BYU all the way. I watch their basketball as well. And I got really into the World Cup with Norway. And I'm going to start watching some more soccer. But I still enjoy sports. Every once in a while, somebody will make a comment on, like, you know, I'll read an article and there'll be comments, and I'll see something just ridiculous. And I'll make a contradictory opinion comment on that post. Every single time I go back and I delete it. I try to resist the urge to ever do it in the first place. Even from my own point of view, I don't see the point. I don't know why I did it. Just something struck me at the moment and I back off from it. I would never go on somebody's page, you know, who posted their 12-year-old boy just scored a goal in soccer or something, or made a cool basket in basketball, and somebody goes on and makes some snarky, nasty comment about, well, his hair looks stupid or whatever. I would never, I don't do that. I won't do that. I think there's something wrong with people that do that kind of stuff. That being said, there'll probably be somebody that watches this video that leaves a nasty, negative comment, and that's cool. I'll read it. And if it's somewhat respectful, I'll probably respond to it. If it's just nasty, then do your worst. I'm not going to comment back. I feel bad for you. I look at a lot of people like that and think something is really bad in their life. They're unhappy people. To go so negative on other people that they don't know what's going on in their life. I don't know what's going on in your life. So I really do try to keep things upbeat, positive, and even though I'm doing this video about the condescension of anonymity, I'm trying to keep it light because it really doesn't bother me. Maybe some of you are like, well, he's doing this video because he's pissed off by it. I'm really not. It doesn't affect me in the least. I like that people comment, good or bad. I like the good ones better, obviously. So we'll leave it here. I'm looking forward to reading your comments, and if you have similar stories or what you think about this whole thing. So anyway, it was a nice day today, great weather. It was like 70 degrees and calm. Oh man, I live for those days. When I can paint and work in those kind of days, it's a good day. Hope you all have a great night. Great week ahead. Weekend's almost here. And tack för denna gång. Vi snackas igen snart. Ha det gott. Y'all are so cool. I dig ya. Thanks for watching. Peace. Love.